Okay. Okay. So my project is on just looking at age and how older people are treated in UK and America. And it's a kind of a vague project, but it's something that I just want to learn more about and kind of catalog.
Mm-hmm.
And what I want to know is sort of like how people who are over 60 or of retirement age feel about their position in society. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I think the ones who have enough money to live a bit decent life feel pretty good about it. The ones who don't, like people who just have their pensions,
Well, what about people like Graham and people like that?
When people get really old, it's very, very difficult because very often they can't drive anymore, which is a huge, huge hit for anybody to have your car taken away.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't walk very well. When you're stuck in your house, and you are dependent on other people to bring you stuff and take your house.
What about people that are in care homes? Do you think there's ever an issue with the treatment of people in care homes?
There's been a lot of issues, yeah.
Has there?
Lately, there's been a whole big national company found treating people very, very badly and taking a lot of money from them.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So deliberately stealing from older people because they're
just
vulnerable.
overcharging them a lot and treating them very badly.
Okay.
And I think there are probably more care homes in this country which are not satisfactory than which are satisfactory, both in terms of food and accommodation, care and stimulus of people.
Do you think the laws have to change then, or to protect older people more, or what needs to happen? Because what I want to know is how someone can make a difference, or what you think, just from your perspective.
But the standard of the nursing above all that makes a difference.
Really?
In homes where people need nursing and need care.
Yeah.
Standard of the people they hire, and a lot of the time these big companies who charge £1,000 a week or something and hire the cheapest possible they can find, which is usually from overseas, and don't speak English very well, and older people aren't very good at interpreting ill-spoken English, especially if they're a bit...
Well, if people are poorly trained and there's no way to really know what their credentials are.
Of course, they're not trained at all, a lot of them.
Yeah, exactly. That's part of the problem. So
the law does need to change probably to make it much stricter to choose the people who take care of.
Something people have said to me something people have said to me is that in Latin America, like old women and old men, and in China and Asia, like they're very like venerable, not vulnerable.
Yeah.
They're very like celebrated for being wise and old. But in Western culture, I mean, that's not quite as true.
No, they tend to get hived off, if you know. And I think the worst thing to me would be retirement communities and retirement areas where it's all old people, because old people need the stimulus of being with younger people and children and animals and life going on.
Going out and doing something different rather than just sitting in a chair all day.
Not like God's waiting room.
Yeah,
of course.
And then, this is kind of a different thing, but when we talked to Graham, he told me about his wife getting dementia, and we visit Jim all the time. And I wonder about people like that. What do you do? I mean, what's the best you can do? Just try to make them comfortable, or?
No. What they're discovering more and more is if you provide stimuli in the way of music and singing and reciting and play, they benefit enormously from that, and being taken for walks and so on.
So just something as simple as like reading them a poem, or having them read poetry, or like sing a song, or something
taking
like that.
them for a walk around a field, just simple things.
Yeah.
Not, above all, sitting them down in front of a TV in a room full of similar people all sitting watching.
Yeah.
And not listening at all.
And I think that's almost cruel as well.
It is cruel.
Just because it's easy for us to undermine them and to not really understand them. As easy as it would be to not understand someone with autism or someone that had, was disabled, like, had Down syndrome or something. But these people have been, like, completely coherent people their whole lives, and then all of a sudden they keep forgetting words and they start losing themselves.
Yeah.
And we treat them as if they're an idiot or something. I don't.
Yes, we don't ever stop to think about their background and what they were like as young people. You know, one of the worst things is, which I didn't realise at the time, is how lonely people can be in a big household full of stuff going on.
Really? What do you say you didn't
Yeah,
realize?
in the early days of PIC. Excuse me.
That's right.
I'll edit that bit out. In the early days of PIC, my mother had cancer surgery and she was in serious depression. My father had Parkinson's disease, and so they couldn't live any longer by themselves in Nottingham, and they came to live with us in a household where there were mother and father and 4 children, and usually David Hollier or 1 or 2 other people, and Sheila, and a business being built. And they were almost shelved, I'm afraid. They were fed. The mechanical things were done. They were fed and they sat with us to meals and so on. And for the first few years, my mother, I think she enjoyed it. She used to help do stuff and take the dog for walks and go to church sometimes and things like that. She enjoyed it, and I took her to France twice and shopping and stuff. And she was happy, but then she had dementia too, and my father just used to have his meals, and then go and sit in a little chair like this in the sitting room the whole day long, smoking his pipe and staring into space, unless there happened to be something interesting going on outside, like clearing the drains, when he went outside.
But, I mean...
But it was because we didn't have time.
It's a rock and a hard place, because you're building a business and running a family and raising children and things, and you want to give your parents attention and take care of them, but you're not capable of handling all of that at once, are you?
No, you're not, but you don't you don't focus on it, and that's sad, because I should, in retrospect, have set aside time every day. Is that the camera or is the smoke alarm?
Yeah.
I should have set aside time every day to sit and talk to them. Or take my dad for a walk outside and so on.
Yeah.
I mean, he used to go to the day centre occasionally, where they got him making little trays with bits of woven wicker. And he was a skilled engineer. It was an insult to him to do that.
Yeah. Well,
so
you learn a lot the hard way, don't you?
What is good is sometimes high school kids doing projects, come and spend time with people like that. Just doing ordinary things, singing or reciting poetry or reading to them or little strolls.
Or even projects like the one, like even like this, like just going to talk to people like Graham or sitting with them and chatting with them, if you have the chance.
Oh, he loves it.
And that makes a big difference, and that's good. And I mean, that's not the goal necessarily, but maybe that's what I will learn from this project,
Yeah, well, it's surprising how much benefit it is for the person who's coming to talk as well.
Yeah.
Because you can learn some surprising things about people and we discover with friends.
Yeah. Some funny things too.
Yeah. Well, you don't know what's tucked inside there, you see, when people sit in a chair.
Yeah. Good. Well, thank you.
Is that the end?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
That's all we have to do.